Hi, it's Bonnie, and you can see I don't have anything sitting right here. I have a surprise for you. We are going to have a brand new release, and the theme is going to be books. We've done books before, but this is a whole brand new release, and I can't wait to share each of these stamps with you. This first one is called Reading Dwellers, and these are like all our other tiny stamps that we have, except for these fairies, if you can see, are holding books. So this is really cool to add to our collection. And we have this one's called Book of Blooms, and so this will be really pretty, just set on your cards, decorating in your cards, however, stamping on your cards. It would also make a really cool bookmark. And depending on how you stamp this too, you can have your flowers be colored. It'll just be a really great stamp. Also, I don't know, I'm thinking of all these things you can add with what we've already have in our collection. We also have what's called the Fairy Dictionary, which it looks like a dictionary page. That would look great behind this as well. Then, because we all like our dragons, we have a grandfather dragon, and he's called Grandpa Huxley. And if you can see, his little one is sitting there with him, listening to him read. Really, really sweet stamp. And this one is actually rather large, not huge, but large. It is about 3.5 inches by about 3.5. Well, not quite 3.5, probably 3.25. So he's wonderful. I can't wait. I haven't stamped with these yet because I want to show them to you before I put ink on them. And then we also have, excuse me, what's called Mystic Bookstore. And if you take a look at this, these are books on the edges of each of these rows. And it's super cute. And then we have teeny tiny letters that will go with anything really, but will go with this set really well. And as I showed you, the Reading Dwellers also fit really well on this stamp too. There's other things, but they really fit well. Then we have, you know how we used to have dancing penguins and dancing frogs. We have this time reading hedgehogs. So each hedgehog is holding a book or reading a book, if you take a look. And then we have ones that are identical but just in the reversed. One is facing left and one is facing right. And like I said, they all have books. Really super cute. Then we also have an Enchanted Library. So there's so many things you could do with this. And this stamp is fairly large. It's not huge, but it's about 4 inches, 3 and 3/4 actually, and about 3 and not quite 3.5. Anyway, so think of all the things you could do with this. You could actually cut this off and build it up. You could even open the door. There's so many things you can add to this, but it's just a great stamp. And then we also have, if you remember as a kid, they used to have paper boats. You could make paper boats out of newspapers. It's really origami. And that's what this is taken off of. It's that type of a thing. And we're trying to stick with a book theme or pages from a book. And this one's really cute because I don't know if you can see these, but they are very teeny tiny lights that you can attach to this little piece that's hanging down. But at the same time, you could use that with anything in our collection, that would, you could hang things from. It would be great. Also, I'll be showing you pretty soon, there is something that could sit inside of this boat, but we have other things that could be in this boat as well in our collection. This one is called Storyteller. And then we have another dragon, and this one's called Teague. And Teague is kind of cool because he's holding out, he can have anything sitting here, but we made some books that could actually fit right underneath his chin, and he can be holding them. but we also have another stamp that could go with this one as well. I'll keep these two that I just suggested off to the side because they both can use the same stamp. I need to take just a little bit of water. For some reason my throat was dry. And then we've got, this one's called Pages in Time. So it looks like it's an open book with a window and a bookcase with a tree. So, and this one measures probably pretty similar to the other one, which is like 3 3/4. And let's see, same 3 3/4. But what's really nice about this one, again, we have another stamp that goes really well if you want a sitting fairy in here. And I'm going to share that whole thing too with you. But everything builds together in our collection, not just this one, but with the other ones we have as well. So we'll keep that to the side. And then we have what we call lending trunks. I don't know if where you're at, if you have what we call lending, it's kind of like a lending, I don't know what's called, a lending tree. But it's like you leave a book and then somebody can, take that book and you can bring books. It's really cool. It's like a free thing that people do publicly. So there's a lot of places that have that. That's what this concept is. Inside of these trunks are little shelves with books on them. Now this also looks really cute with the hedgehogs that are reading, because the hedgehogs can stand or sit on top of these trunks, and it looks really cute. That could be their own little library. And again, because of how these are sized, they look really nice on a bookmark. All right, so here's our sitting fairy that I was talking to you about. Her name is Polina. And Polina looks really nice sitting in this library. I don't know if I could take this out really quick for you to show you what I mean. She looks really nice sitting in this library. And the thing is, she needs something to sit on. And so in our past collection, another collection, we have what is called the sunflower table. This is not new. This is already in our store, in our range. And this little stump right here, seat, works really well for our little Polina. So you could actually have her sitting on that stump and she could be in the library reading. So my suggestion, if you don't have this, you might want to get this to add to this because she sits really well. There's other things in our collection she can sit on, but this works really well for that. So, and not only that, but the hedgehogs look really cute sitting on top of this as well. So just to let you know, a little hint to that. And also for this, if you wanted to add any type of foliage to it, we have the mushrooms and we have the flowers. These flowers are the woodland florals, and these are the woodland mushrooms. Or let me see, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, and these are already in our collection. They're not in the new collection. These are something in addition you could buy. So let's continue on. I think, like I said, Polina. And then our next thing is we have journal butterflies. And they're in several different sizes. And that basically, if you look at them, those are pages from a book or a journal. And I thought these would be really pretty to add to any of your stamps that you have. And again, they look really good on bookmarks. So I want to make sure I don't get these too messed up. Okay, here is my little surprise I have for you. These are called reading toads. And we have 3 different ones. Actually, these 2 are the same size, just reversed. And they each come with these tiny little books. And they're really tiny little sentiment. And what's really sweet about this is I told you how there was something special. Well, with Teague, let me go ahead and take this out. You can actually have those books, and Teague could be holding those books, and then our little frog right here can be sitting on top with his book, and he's carrying him. It's really cute. Or you can have the tiny one. It works too. And then the other thing is, just to show you, these frogs, if you mask them off, can also sit inside of the boat, and they could be reading. You can just tilt him to the side, just mask off his feet, and he could be reading in the book. or reading in the boat. Super cute combinations if you want to do that. We also have another fairy, and her name is Aubrie, and her skirt is made of book pages, and she's reading a book. So this one's really cute too. And then we have, this is called a book tree library, and if you look kind of close on the branches, there are all different books, and those are ones that the anyone that in our collection that are small or whatever you want to do can come and take out a book. So then we're going to be getting into our sentiments. Oh, we have one more that's not a sentiment. Let me show you that first. This is our only foliage or flower that is in our collection this time, and it's called Magnolia Branch, and it's really pretty and would be really pretty colored in. All right, so then for our sentiments, we have several this time. This one is, friends fill your life with joy, your soul with sunshine, and your heart with love. And this one's called Joy, Sunshine, Love. And then we have, wishing you much joy and happiness as you begin a new chapter in your life. Now this can be thought of in different ways. This could be used also for graduation, but it can also be used just for fun when they're with our books. And again, it'd be really great. Both of these would be really great on a bookmark. And then we have one that's just an everyday type one, and it's called Enjoy Every Day, Enjoy Life. And that too always works really good for sentiment anywhere, but also on a bookmark. And then of course, whenever you read books, people tend to think you relax and enjoy the day by just reading. On that last one, it was called Enjoy Life. This one is called Relax, Enjoy. And that goes really good with, well, a lot of, like I said, the books and then reading. And then we have a larger one this time, and it is called You Are. And the sentiment reads, you are the friend everyone wishes they had. And again, see if I can show you this. Anytime you get, I mean, it's kind of cute how this can work out. The frog could sit on the edge, right on the edge of that reading his book. And you can do that with really any sentiment. It's kind of a fun thing to do. He could sit, he's a little bit bigger, I might do the little one. But he could do the same thing. The way the sentiments are set up, there's space there. If their legs are off to the side, they can sit off of the sentiment. So that's what our collection is this time. I hope you enjoyed that. There's just a lot to pick from this time. It was really fun coming up with some ideas for you this time. I can't wait to see what you all create. And I'm just showing you some of these before I go. I'll have a list below of all the new stamps, so you know what you can see, what we have. Again, thanks for stopping by.